Good morning children, Saira. Welcome to the revision session of Social Science Class 7. Children, today we are going to discuss very important instructions pertaining to your coming examination, that is first summative examination. So let us begin. Children, by now you have already got the portion for the first summative assessment, right? Let us see what the portion is. In history, you have chapter number 2 and chapter number 3. In geography, you have chapter 2, chapter 3 as well as chapter 4. And in political science, you have chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 4. Okay, now very important instructions, children. By now, I am sure you must have been knowing that your paper will be of 40 marks in total. So, in all, you have got paper of 40 marks in which you will have subjective questions as well as objective questions. This entire paper will be MCQ based. So, just like you had last time, similarly this time also you need not have to type anything. Ample time will be given to solve the paper. So, it is very important, children, that you read the questions properly. You go through each and every question, you go through the options given to you, and only then you select the correct option. Very important thing, children, please mention your SID numbers correctly. At the same time, see to it that you are writing your name properly. If it is asking for the first name, do not write first name and last name together. Write your first name only. Where it asks for your last name, write your last name. Okay? Now, let us understand how the paper is going to be. For example, this is a picture based question. Okay? Now, you will be given a picture like this, and based on that you will be asked questions. Now, below that questions you will be given 2-3 options. From that you have to select the correct option. So, I don't have those circles where you can actually select the answer, but in your exams, as you know how it goes, you have given the first periodic test, you have given the assignments also and everything. So you know assignments, as in I am talking about the assignments that you get after the chapter. So till now we have seen how it goes and we are very much familiar with the entire process. So similarly, picture will be given to you, based on that a question will be asked. In this case the question is, what is the percentage of nitrogen in the following figure? Option A 78%, option B 76%. The correct answer is 78%. So I will select the answer 78% by marking it on the circle given there in front of it. So basically I will choose the correct answer as A 78%. What does the above figure denote? Constituents of air or layers of atmosphere? So what is this picture about, children? It is about constituents of air, right? So I will select option A. Now children, very important thing here is reading the lesson properly. If you read the lesson properly, you will be able to answer the picture based questions also very nicely, and you will not get confused at all. I have already told you in our interactive session how to study, but once again, for those who were not there that time, read the chapter thoroughly. Now how will you study? Read para by para. Take one para, read the para, frame questions on your own and try to find the answers on your own. So when you do that, the concepts become clear, and if anything is asked from anywhere within the chapter, since the concepts are clear, you will not fumble. So here the next question is, what is volcano? And the options are: a volcano is a vent in the earth's crust through which the water erupts suddenly. And option B is a volcano is a vent in the earth's crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. Now, when you get questions, okay, it may be one line question, it may be big question, any question if you get, okay, first what you will do, read both the options properly. Don't be in a haste to answer. We are not here to check how fast you attempt and submit the paper. We are here to check how accurately you give the answer and submit. Okay, so take your time, read the answers properly and then select the correct option. So in this case, the correct option is option B. A volcano is a vent in the earth's crust through which molten material erupts suddenly. Okay, now next question is, which is the highest waterfall in South America? Options are, the highest waterfall in South America is Angel Falls in Venezuela. Second option, the highest waterfall in South America is Niagara Falls. So children, now here the correct answer is the highest waterfall in South America is the Angel Falls of Venezuela. So I will correct the first option. Now, if you get big questions like this, okay, explain how sea waves gives rise to coastal landforms. Again, as I said, read the options properly, go through each and every sentence, understand it and then analyze which is the correct answer. Sea waves continuously strike at the rocks and cracks develop. Over the period of time, they become larger and wider and thus hollow-like caves are formed on the rocks which are called sea caves. As these cavities become bigger and bigger, only the roofs of the caves remain, thus forming sea arcs. Further, erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left called stacks. The steep rocky coast rising almost vertically above sea water is called sea cliff. The sea waves deposit sediments along the shores, forming beaches. So this is one option. Let us have a look at the other one. Sea waves continuously strike at the shore and pits develop. Over the period of time, they become larger and narrower. Thus, hollow-like caves are formed on the rocks which are called sea caves. As these cavities become smaller and smaller, only the roofs of the caves remain, thus forming sea arcs. Further, erosion breaks the roof and only walls are left called stacks. The steepy rocky coast rising almost vertically above sea water is called sea cliff. The sea waves deposit sediments along the shores, forming beaches. Now children, there will be a difference between both the answers. You have to understand, analyze and then select the correct answer. So children, this is one more type of question that can come in the paper. This paper is based on map. Now, the question says, the features A and B are marked on the given physical outline India. Identify these features with the help of the following information and choose the names of the marked areas. Now, before I tell you more about this, explain you more about this, I will tell you how reading is important. Children, if at all you get a map, okay, and now in the current scenario that you are not able to write the paper and that you have been given options and you are getting MCQ based questions, this is all the more important. Now, even if you don't know the paper, don't know the map, okay. So, even if you don't know the map, you don't know the place, if you have read the chapter thoroughly, you would know the answer, because the question that is given to you will obviously come from the textbook itself. The first question, that is question number A, states, where was the temple of Nishambasudani built? Option 1 is Madurai and option B is Thanjavur. So, if I have read the lesson properly, I would know that when we talk about the temple of Nishambasudani, it is in Thanjavur. Now, this is the first question, that is question number A. Now, in the map, I will check for the arrow which denotes A, right. Then I will compare my answer with the arrow. So, if I have read the lesson properly, if I have gone through the lesson and the map properly, obviously I would know where Thanjavur is placed. I would also know that Madurai does not come on the border, right. So, obviously the answer is Thanjavur. Now, next one, that is B. The Muttarayar were subordinates to the Pallava kings of Dash. Again, if I have read the lesson chapter properly, I would know the answer very well. I will search again for the arrow which denotes B and I would know which place is that. But still, if at any point of time, if I get confused or if I've not done the plotting, if I become blank and I've read the chapter properly, then I would know that Muttarayar were the subordinates to the Pallava kings of Banavasi. So, the answer is Banavasi. So, obviously I will select that option. So, children, I hope you have understood how to attempt the answers. Rest of the things like match the following, true or false, fill in the blanks, etc., you have already done in periodic. So, you know how it is to be answered, right? You know how to choose. So, I really hope that this revision session helps you, and I really want you all to go through all the revision videos. If you have not, read the chapters thoroughly and attempt the question paper nicely. Okay. Once again, put your SID numbers properly and please do not rush to submit the paper. Read the paper again nicely. Check if you have written all the answers correctly, like if you can, or if not possible, then at least take your time to see that you are not hurrying, you are not rushing through, and you read the options properly and then select the answers. Okay. So, children, with this I end this revision session. All the best for your upcoming exams. Goodbye and keep learning.